Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Micah. This is Winston. You guys are working with us on Micah's Intellectual Corner. On today's episode, we're diving into some Simpsons. This is a history lesson with the Simpsons. Without further ado, though, I'm a really big Simpsons fan, so I was actually kind of excited to do this one. Me and my brothers always grew up with the Simpsons ever since like the '90s. Literally, I still go to sleep off the '90s Simpsons, all that stuff. I haven't watched any of the new ones personally, but in any case, so I'm actually really excited because the old Simpsons used to be really funny. So in any case, let's just go ahead and dive right into it. So let's go.
Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob, and who did he beget?
Alright, let's go, you wee Israelites. Back to slaving.
Man, captivity blows.
Talk to the whip.
And yeah, as we all know, from a lot of the papyruses that have been found in recent history, we found out that a lot of skilled workers were actually probably most likely needed for the architects of the pyramids and stuff like that, especially with how precise they had to cut those stones and stuff like that, which is actually pretty interesting too, because if I'm not mistaken, obviously that's where we also found the first worker strike is back in this time where we used to think we were slaves and stuff like that, where in fact, they were workers who wanted their rights and stuff like that, and they got it. They ended up getting paid their rights and stuff like that because they ended up they didn't get paid. They didn't get paid for a good reason though, because they just got done with the war with the Sea People. So they just didn't have the money to pay them, and they kept defaulting on their payment. So that's what happened. But in any case, so just a quick little history lesson.
On your knees, you mugs. It's the Pharaoh.
Ah, excellent progress, slave driver Willie. Kudos on your whipping.
He noticed.
Hey, suffering sarcophagus, my tomb. Who did this?
But
Come on, confess. Don't make me slay all the firstborn males again.
Bart did it. I saw him do it.
Take him away, boys.
No, the bush set me up.
As for the rest of you, it's time for a little discipline. Slave driver, put away the encouragement whip and break out the cruel whip.
That's the new Omni Lash, boys. Just look at that snapback.
Yeah, sweet.
Scrub harder, slave. I want to be able to eat off that thing. And make it snappy. It's almost lunchtime.
only Egypt.
All right, read me back what I have so far, Mrs. Cleopatra.
Bird, giant eye, pyramid, bird.
Very good. Giant eye, dead fish, cat head. Guy doing this.
So long, kids. Give my regards to the British Museum. Okay, next up, Jesus Christ versus Checker Chariot.
Now, I'm not saying Jezebel's easy, but before she moved to
And if I'm not mistaken, too, all of these are from that one episode where they're all in the freaking church falling asleep. Because Reverend Lovejoy was freaking giving that long, boring sermon, and he ended up slapping down that huge Bible that was like the long version, and everybody just started falling asleep. And when they woke up, it was like Armageddon.
Adam, it was known for its pottery. Ha ha.
What else you got?
Yeah, well, wait a minute. I got some on the Canaanites. Oh.
What say you now, Goliath? Without your precious hair, you no longer possess your fantastic strength.
That's Samson, idiot.
Hi, Diddlyisius.
Stupid king of Troy. I think I speak for all the Greeks when I say this war has gone on for too long.
I'll say, I'd really like to go out and get the man.
Isn't that not the perfect freaking the two to play those two? Somebody or freaking a nice neighborly Ned trying to just be a nice neighbor with Troy, and Ed or freaking Homer being asked as a not a disrespect, what's to say, the freaking king of the Greeks.
Anyway, over torture, one of your soldiers mentioned that you collect giant wooden animals. We hope you don't have a horse.
Well, I don't
You got like the big ass googly eyes. Shit.
have one from you. Bring it in. Now, throughout history, when people get wood, they'll think of Trojans.
Now I can return to Ithaca and my sweet wife Penelope.
You know what's interesting too about the city of Troy? I think it was said that the the people who escaped Troy with the, if I'm not mistaken, with the sword, is one of the people who gave birth to Romulus and Remus, who eventually got abandoned and raised by the wolf and all that stuff. But that's like one of the many different legends out there, if I'm not mistaken, that Rome was essentially founded off of the back of that whole thing and stuff like that. But in case, so let's keep on.
Odysseus, do not forget to thank the gods for our victory with an appropriate animal sacrifice.
Forget it! Sacrificing animals is barbaric. Now have the slaves kill the wounded. No sacrifice? We'll teach that mortal to trifle with the gods.
I got it! Ah!
You fat lush, you just destroyed Atlantis.
You used to be fun.
Is it face or Foz?
You gonna be asking that the whole trip?
It's been so many years since I've seen your father. I hope he's still the magnificent physical specimen he was when he left.
Mom, maybe it's time to choose a suitor.
I like how they all just let him skip.
Discus stew has ouzo fatuzo.
I'll leave you guys alone.
Discus stew was talking to you.
The French were fighting the English in the 100 Years' War, which was then called Operation Speedy Resolution.
That's that good old medieval porridge right there. Ugh.
Patron, where is your sister Joan? Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing.
She's talking to her invisible friend.
Oh, this is Joan of Arc, if I'm not mistaken, which I know a little bit about, but like I just remember, like I gotta get more into it. I just remember to her death, she ended up the English ended up burning her alive. I think in the middle of the town square in front of everyone. But you know what I'm saying, this is medieval England. Like, what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? But,
God.
All right, garçons. Trois, deux, un.
Huh?
No, un. You know, French for one.
Well, you keep switching back between French and English.
Just fire the damn thing.
Sacre bleu!
My fault this
that's that good old French ingenuity right there. David.
my fault this time. I didn't tuck in my legs.
Let us kill the English. Their concept of individual rights could undermine the power of our beloved tyrants.
They're attacking again.
Oh, and they're attacking that Teton. You French, y'all dirty. That's why y'all get attacked on at freaking baguette time and all that freaking golem time and all that.
Attacking again.
I thought we had a truce.
Just because you keep saying it doesn't make it so. Oh, my will.
Joan, renounce your faith. Save yourself.
Don't worry, beloved parents. God won't let anything happen to me. Huh. Getting kind of hot around here.
Whoa.
What happened, Dad? They didn't really burn her, did they?
And if your idea of a first date is burning down her village, you just might be a Viking.
That's what I get for sitting up front, eh?
That was the one Viking that stayed after the crew or the plundering just for the quick comedy show, and then dipped.
So Paul and his blue ox babe traveled all across this great land, leaving their mark.
And see, and Paul Bunyan's another story. It's just like a folk story, if I'm not mistaken, like an old American folk story from like the 1800s. But in my opinion, it's pretty interesting. Like it's about a giant and his giant freaking ox. Like it's pretty cool to think about. But I have not heard that story in like since like elementary school. It's been a minute.
Excuse me. Paul Bunyan never fought Rodan.
Why? That meteor's headed straight for us with the fire and the impact and the 100% chance of pain. Pain in the climbing.
God has sent this fiery kill rock to show us his love.
Cleaning my gun with the safety off, safety off, safety off. Cleaning my gun with the... Whoopsie.
Dad, you just killed a poor, defenseless buffalo.
A poor, delicious buffalo. He'll be dinner for the whole wagon train.
Why'd you kill another one?
Dessert.
And it's funny too, because obviously this is referencing the horrible mass almost extinction of the American buffalo that unfortunately the United States Army had was involved in. And if you don't know, pretty much a lot of American Native Americans relied on the buffalo for clothing, for material, for the hide and stuff, for food, for the bones. They used the entire thing. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, the United States Army had the bright idea to go ahead and just go on a killing spree of all these buffalo to go ahead and, as a type of warfare towards the Native Americans while they were, warring with them. And as messed up as it sounds. So, yeah, there's a lot of different pictures that are pretty messed up that goes with it. Like, I'll show it like this one, stuff like that. But in any case, so it's just one of those things that happened that's a part of American history that, it is what it is, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's keep going.
Oh, hey, I found a bullet.
Man, buffalo are easy to kill.
People, if you don't stop this slaughter, you'll wipe out the buffalo.
Wipe out an entire species? Well, that's impossible.
So Connie roamed the prairie alone, planting apple seeds all along the way. She even changed her last name to Appleseed, and her family changed theirs to Buffalo.
Yeah, and this is in reference to Johnny Appleseed, which again is another, if I'm not mistaken, folk classic from like the 1800s, stuff like that. One of the, if I'm not mistaken, like I gotta get more into it, but it's like one of those like Mark Twain type of daily type of thing. I don't think he wrote it, but it's like grouped into that whole like genre of literature, in my opinion, like old timey American literature.
I haven't had buffalo in 6 hours. Marge, how about whipping up some buffalo sausage, huevos buffaleros, and some fresh squeezed buffalo J?
The buffalo are gone. I think you shot them all.
Oh, Connie was right. We wiped out the entire species. Whatever.
And what's crazy too to think about, like like obviously we've seen how like desolate the West was back in those days. It's kind of crazy though that like in some parts of the West it was actually kind of a little bit developed from the Spanish Empire. Like if I'm not mistaken, like in 1620, like whenever the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock, the Spanish already built a governor's like pavilion or whatever in New Mexico area. Where was will become the New Mexico area, like that was huge, like freaking this big old complex, like you know what I'm saying. And here comes the Pilgrims living in desolate freaking winters and everything else crazy about there.
I done? What have I done?
Calm down, Paul. There's 2 left.
Not to kill someone else or another
What have I done? What have I done?
dumbass.
We are gathered here today to force this man, Huckleberry Finn, into holy matrimony.
How romantic. This reminds me of our shotgun wedding. Grandpa, we've been married for years. When are you gonna put down that gun?
Well, I reckon you're right. Hang it all!
There she goes.
Uh-oh! Rapids!
That's the untamed part, Missouri.
Mr. Silas, this young lady's flashing her privates.
Oh, well, I'll dispose of this.
All for Silas,
all for
all for
Silas.
Silas.
We got any food left? Looks like we're out of corn pone, fat back, hard tack, fat pone, corn tack. Any tack back? Tack back? I mean back tack. Plumb out.
1 jug of whiskey,
Stupid.
3 plugs of tobacco, and some extra strength opium. That will be 2 cents, boys.
2 cents?
Hey, if you think my prices are high, go across the street.
Man, those Derringer bullets are weak. Powerful weak.
You are all hereby found guilty of the crime of witchcraft. I sentence you hags to be burned at the stake until you are deemed fit to re-enter society.
Fire it up, boys.
See you in hell, Seymour.
Goodbye, Mother.
How horrible.
If they're really witches, why don't they use their powers to escape?
That sounds like witch talk to me, Lisa.
Never mind.
Well, that's 75 witches we've processed. That ought to show God.
And you know what's crazy too? Around this time, whenever the Salem Witch trials were going on, if I'm not mistaken, this was around the time where Sir Isaac Newton and them were still coming up with. They haven't even finished it because I don't think they turned in their final paper until like 1680, but they're still working on calculus and stuff like that, like the very advanced math and stuff like that. So it's kind of crazy to think about that at this time. These dudes don't even know what the freak, what I'm saying? They don't know what calculus is. They don't know anything. And what's even more insane to think about is everybody from around these time periods that we saw, from essentially 1824 and back. It's kind of crazy to me to think about, but they didn't know about dinosaurs because the first dinosaur fossil was unearthed in 1824. So everybody before 1824, George Washington, Napoleon, all these people, they didn't know about dinosaurs. Like, it's kind of crazy to think about. Like, I'm saying? They didn't, like, what would have been their mind thought when they saw it? I'm saying? Like, these huge, hulking, freaking, like, almost, like, fantasy type creatures, but they're real. Like, that would have been insane to think about. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I think about from time to time. What's you guys?
Whose side we're on, eh, Pastor?
Yes, Nedwin, but we have many more strumpets to incinerate. There is still a witch among us.
Let us throw open the floor to wild accusations.
Woohoo! I accuse Goody Flanders.
I accuse Goody Badwife.
We killed her on Sunday.
Well, there must be someone here we can accuse.
Lisa Simpson. Bart, quit it. She put a spell on me.
Drop
Must
pantaloons.
drop pantaloons.
Let's come to our senses, everyone. This witch hunt is turning into a circus.
She's the witch. Yeah, she's the witch.
I was just about to accuse her.
This is crazy. I'm not a witch.
Then how come your laundry is always much whiter than mine?
Oh, I've heard enough. Burn her!
It's because you washing your damn clothes with animal fat, you stupid ass.
Goody Simpson is entitled to due process.
Okay, here's how the process works. You sit on the broom and we shove you off the cliff.
What?
Well, hear me out. If you're innocent, you will fall to an honorable Christian death. If, however, you are the bride of Satan, you...
Isn't it crazy how they used to think, let me throw her in a river. If she sinks, then she'll die an honorable Christian death. But if she floats, then she's a witch. Or if let us toss her off the cliff, or let us burn her. Just crazy how we used to think just literally only a few hundred years ago. crazy to think how we'll think in a few more 100 years. Like, we'll probably think that we today are just idiots. Who knows? But crazy to think about that.
You will surely fly your broom to safety. At that point, you will report back here for torture and beheading.
Tough, but fair.
Stop! Doesn't the Bible say, "Judge not, lest ye be judged"?
The Bible says a lot of things. Shove her!
I messed up. Or it cut it off, but I remember what happened. Pretty much, it turns out she was a witch, and a whole bunch of bats come out of her hair and all that crazy stuff. But in any case, though, thank you guys again for joining me on another episode of Mike's Intellectual Corner. If you guys like this one and you like me doing these type of reactions, just let me know, and we'll try to get into some more popular, history reaction stuff like that. In any case, so if you guys like the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, say peace out to Wednesday. I'll see you guys when I see you. I'm out.